Well, hello people, and welcome back to another episode of City Showcase. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Today, we are looking at the city of Fukinos by Eggsy, who of course is very well known on this channel. Map makers for Novaria, Ilos, and Thessia, of course. This is built on the remastered Azure Gulf map, which is also made by Eggsy. It's a remastering of the official map from Colossal Order, which came with the Sunset Harbour DLC. Indeed, one of my favourite maps of all time, especially with its remastering that Eggsy has given it. Nearly 200,000 people live in a very well measured and immaculately designed city. Another treat of a CS1 build to get stuck into here, everyone. Don't forget, if you want your work to feature in the next episode, links to a Google form are in the video description. Otherwise, let's get stuck into a custom map showcase, shall we? So first of all, let's gain a little bit of perspective of our grander orbital view, shall we? So every time Eggsy shares his screenshots over in the Discord, which is linked down below by the way, come and join us. There's always one thing to take home, and that is everything is very well planned, measured, not much space has gone to waste, and that's immediately evident from our road hierarchy perspective here, isn't it? Noting the roundabout and the little kind of spokes that come off it in all different directions. Arterial systems mapping to highway networks very nicely. Very immaculately planned, isn't it? Super cool looking city. Of course, we'll save Central Downtown Island and Airport for the end of the episode, so why don't we scoop down to the right over here. We'll work our way around the edges, eventually looping back into the centre. We'll come over here. So I guess everything is technically Eggsy made, because this is also his map as well. With a wonderful train trumpet system, isn't that nice? As we head over here, we'll discover a custom rail warehouse, which is functioning with vehicles also arriving as well. That's a really nice asset, actually. Have a little look at this one. Okay, it's actually modular. Interesting. So we have a freight terminal, and then there's freight terminal storage. Very interesting. That's a really... I've never seen that one before. But a nice train station. That's accepting freight both directions. As we cross over our highway, we'll also stop by this, which looks to be a collection of Avanya's garbage recycling. Really nice use of this as well. Great custom assets this from Avanya. Use these in Thessia and Ilos, of course. Great assets. Pretty common one, these. Most people have seen these before, I think. These really nice recycling buildings. Love the vehicle props on them as well, doesn't that make a difference? Nice little garbage unit there, just off of the main road. As we cross over the highway, we'll arrive at one of these custom keys with the tyres on it, which is a really nice network, isn't it? Especially with the yellow bollards on it. Imagine we'll be seeing a lot of that across the waterways today. Hopping over to the right here, we'll come across our first major build, which is clearly a big factory mining district. We've got electronics factory here, multiple warehouses. Some parking lot roads also appearing for the first time. Love that mod. And here we got some really nice expanded detailing at the front of the soft paper factory, which then spills into Korean garbage processing, some back-to-back fused rotary kilns. Love that aesthetic. Really makes that building so much bigger, doesn't it, when you chunk them together like that. Power of move it, everyone. Further industries processing and storage is also available here with workers' barracks. Some zoned industry in here as well, respecting the base game production chains. Some office space in here too. Vanilla parking and pathways also present cutting through. Office administration for a site like this, you would imagine. And then big storage on the run up to a nice little loop for the train station there. It's a nice way to manage the train traffic rather than just coming in and out, isn't it? And then we come into the big pit mine, which is made up of a couple of cranes, bucket excavators, little watchtower out here too. And then loads of surface painted extraction all on the bottom floor, which gives you the vehicle and prop aesthetic, doesn't it? That's a really... It's quite a simple strip mine that, but it's very well done. Great use of the base game industry also featuring again here too. And you've got all these functioning mines with surface painter, so just looks like one big pit, doesn't it, rather than a bunch of separate ploppable assets. So really nice. Always love to see the terrain, I guess, disrespected with a strip mine build. Very nice. Wonderful. Over here we'll catch this suburb, which is made up of pretty much everything. There's a lot of University City, but also some random small vanilla zonings in here as well. maybe that's a theme issue across the map, I imagine. I bet Eggsy probably didn't want them there. I bet. I would probably assume because they were a little bit out, but let's just pretend that they're not supposed to be there. Beyond that, it is a very nice university city district, which are such good assets from King Leno, aren't they? A real icon of the CS asset community. And you can see why. Just brilliant, aren't they? Such a shame this never got its own district on PC. Did on console. I mention it every time. I don't know why. There's some rail crossings here causing a touch of traffic, but nothing too horrendous, I don't think. This is then bringing us up to the roundabout, where that highway comes off into a big intersection here, with the highway rest stop just off of that as well. And as we move around here, we're approaching, I guess, a shopping mall district. Again, really nice use of the parking lot road mod. Lenovo's shopping malls and intercity bus terminal, which is very busy. Also out here as well. Wait for a bus to arrive. There we go. There's Metro also next door to this as well. Alongside the more uniques, both European and DLC. That's a nice use of the, is that Plazas and Promenades Plaza? I think it is, isn't it? Really nice use of that. And of course the backs of the malls have been respected as well. This accessible worker area, access to the bins in the back door, etc. I love to see that. A really nice little highway side mall, right? Big kind of shopping outlet on the corner there. I really like that. And then another little touch of office and industrial evolution tucked in here. I really like the units tucked under the highway. That's really nice. Great layering, that, isn't it? Good stuff. A nice little industrial and commercial batteries scattered around. And little residential population here, right? Very tidy. As we come over here, we'll approach our first airport, which is clearly cargo orientated. Lots more industrial evolution out the front, and the cargo building itself, of course, with a fire helicopter depot, which is a great integration of that. That's very tasteful. I didn't get Eggsy's bob file with this, so I'm guessing that's probably been bobbed off in his city. But I really like that. Very nice. Great way to integrate that asset. And the cargo airfield itself is enormous. I think, is this the first time we've seen just dedicated cargo airport, I think? We've seen cargo airports before, but they've always been with a passenger terminal as well. But it's very nice. Aviation police, I'm sure, will be very happy. Runway configurations here for inspiration. A nice little kind of jut out into the water as well. I love kind of coastal runways. These are great assets. Isn't that fun? Are they single ploppables, or is that a network, I wonder? Oh yeah, okay, it's ploppable blocks of it, isn't it? Okay. Pteropod pattern. That's really cool. Never seen those assets before. And yeah, really, really sweet. Not sure if the guest coastline police might have an issue with placement. I'm not sure when you actually use these things. Is it to stop coastal erosion, perhaps? I imagine something along those lines. But I love the fuel tankers here, the depot, the hangars. Super cool. We got a factory in here as well, the lemonade factory, alongside another custom industrial asset, which is very interesting. What's this? Freight warehouse. Again, it's kind of modular, isn't it? B and A variants of them. I love how you got the road passing through it, though. That's super inspiring bit of industrial infrastructure, isn't it? The sneaker factory is also out here, alongside a bunch of fish farms. With quay wall retaining also back up to that cargo airport as well. In here, there's more fishing stuff, some more custom warehouse assets as well, clearly. Take another look at these Japanese warehouses, if anyone's interested. Seafood factory and markets, and another one of those custom warehouse units here too. But a really nice fishing port, and again, all boxed in by this quay, which has also been node controlled to give the very sharp angle as well. I really like that, Eggsy. That's a really nice industrial cargo airport port, I suppose, isn't it? Really fun build. Very busy airports as well. Across the road from this, by the busy intersection, we'll see more custom warehouses and some of Avania's ploppable container ports as well, which we'll see gradually coming in with the level of detail here. Look at that. Isn't that incredible? That's possibly the best visual cargo airport I think we've seen on City Showcase so far. We've also used the parking lot roads here as well for extra width. I really like that. Very clever. Of course, these big container cranes with just a sea of shipping containers. Very, reminds me a lot of Palm's time, this, from his port in Maya. As soon as I see these cranes, I just think of Palm's time, and it's brilliant. Really, really nice port. Our cranes are here as well, of course, with prop ships ready to distribute freight worldwide. Maersk props in here too. Makes a world of difference to realism, doesn't it? Or like a bulk tanker here, bulk carrier. It's really cool. And then the shipyard, which has been super awesomely integrated into the quay there. Isn't that fun? That's maybe one of the best uses of the shipyard we've seen, Eggsy. Really nice. And then there's more custom warehouses down here, just Revolution stuff as well. Big rail yard also in the middle. Again with another one of those rail terminals. Also the airport train station here too. With big services, the police academy's here, got a bit of a fusing going on. Really nice. Japanese office, statue of industry, oil tankers here, that's so cool. Like a little oil loading prop. I love that detail. And then especially with all the little details around here, right? All these cars dropped in with the fencing. Little bits of parking road. At the foot of this immense port. Very nice. Really one of the more tidy industrial areas to see. It's a shame the level of detail is so low on those containers, isn't it? Shame you can't get a bit of a wider perspective of the sea, but you just got, I guess, the angle, haven't you? I suppose. But a really nice industrial area. Super, super fun. As we cross over the highway here, let's tick off this left side of the highway first, and then we'll carry on down the coast. And we'll come into a vast mid-century modern suburb. Which again, the road hierarchy is pretty immaculate. Lots of suburban pattern, collector road heading up to arterial systems. Very nice, and some larger park spaces to enjoy in the middle too. I love the park path around the pond asset. That's a really nice design. We'll also see content created keys this side as well. We can pick out some more parts. We're also seeing those expanded mid-century modern custom assets come in, like the healthcare and elementary schools from that pack. Really nice. Cricket pitch. Africa schools, just simple suburbia, but nicely executed. A bit more commercial this side. So come across a train station here, which there's a few people waiting for it. We could have just missed the train there. Great integration of a parking road underneath the station. That's really sweet. Love to see spaces like this utilised under highways. It's obviously significantly harder in vanilla, but really cool. We're missing concrete off there for some reason. I'm not sure. I reckon, did you use ploppable concrete here, Eggsy, and it's been taken off the workshop? Though the loading screen mod's shown no missing assets. Because some concrete placeables were removed. Thessia has also suffered from this as well. No concrete where there was once concrete. Quite annoying. Green Cities Market with vast amounts of parking lot roads. Some really tastefully chosen Green Cities sectors, right? Really fun markets in here. All your Green Cities favourites. Another custom park to be enjoyed in this suburb as well. Just nice combinations of all the official assets for the most part, isn't it? Also got buses cutting through our suburbia as well. Let's actually take a look at the grander public transit ridership. We want a bit of a map as to where all the lines are going. It's quite elaborate. 3,500 on residents and just over 3,000 tourists per week. So essentially 6,500 per week. Which isn't bad at all for a city of 217,000. Although we are quickly rising here actually, aren't we? 300 people a week. Either way, over here we'll enjoy another busy bus terminal at the back of this train station. Has to be said, Exit, we've seen 2 very busy bus stations now, so it's nice to see some well interconnected bus transit around. I often tend to neglect my buses, especially into the late game. And as we come over here, we'll approach our first campus area, which also has a basketball arena with shopping malls around it. Statue of shopping, also present here as well. Alongside those mid-century modern service buildings again. There's the fire station. Our campus sits across the road. Is that one of the... I know what asset that is. It's the bus depot, isn't it? Yeah. I always forget that exists, you know, and it's such a nice asset, the Japanese bus depot. Fantastic view to a phenomenal skyline there as well, isn't there? My word. And there's a road maintenance depot also in here. With some slight trees colliding. Oh, definitely on there as well. Not seeing too many other trees colliding here though. Not too many instances of it. Here we have a wonderful view. Big centralization with a nice square fountain design out the front. And again, it's not overly done, is it? It's tasteful. You've got your larger buildings here, front and centre. On the frontage roads. Detail around the back of the libraries here. It's not massive, it's not overdone. We've also got a little path and... Is that like a... Oh, these, yeah, these are part life paths as roads, aren't they? Great assets, these. So they're part life pathways, but they're networks for cars. Use them in ILOs quite a bit. Really fun. So you got the vehicles coming into the campus there. Train passing up and over and out where it meets another train line before heading into the downtown. I'm sure we'll enjoy seeing where they head toward the end. But a really nice bit of suburb, actually. Not overly done. You got some big shopping centres in here, university. And then just nice outer lying population. Very well planned. Back to the side of the highway from where we were, we'll discover a little zoo and Korea combo. All of the Asian themed assets over here. Japanese, Korea, China, etc. And then we come onto this big mountain top, which is full of lots of different things. You've got the Sea Fortress, Highway Ring Road with a pathway up to the Statue of Liberty, with seaside resort assets, and a park. That's a really fun way to use a park, actually. Never seen that before. But how interesting. Always love to see seaside resorts, especially clustered together, as if it's like an old sort of plantation historical build. And then Statue of Liberty, which also has ruined castle wall all the way around it. Nice way to use that network. Looking out, of course, over the sea, and indeed probably back over the city from here as well. Very tasteful. Sea Fortress is sat on a little road down here. Nice way to use it. And then we'll also discover nightlife. Cable car up to that attraction too. Some parking in a boat hotel, all tucked in on the corner here. And then we'll come into kind of the next suburb here, which is wall-to-wall and green cities, it would seem. Tell you what, let me move the sun around so we can actually see the buildings from this perspective. There we go. Shadows are so dark in CS1. Let's just take in this boardwalk. So we got a boardwalk asset here. Very popular one. Basically just a wooden pathway. And that flanks the beach. And also a little custom beach bar here as well. Isn't that nice? Also, what are they serving? You know your vodka cranberry? I'll tell you what, I'll have a double absolute raspberry with cranberry actually. Yeah, Budweiser down here as well for our American viewers. 15 pack. Fantastic. But the suburb here, let's get a little sense of the road planning against the beach here too, shall we? Into this next district. And we'll see mixes of wall-to-wall green cities and nightlife in varying different combinations down to the beachfront. Again, tastefully chosen assets. You've got the Art Deco hotels down here. And there's little park spaces to stumble upon in this mass amount of green cities. Down toward the front we'll see more what looks like custom hotel assets. These are really nice. These look like smileys. I'd be very surprised if they're not. Let's have a little look. No, by Reaper. God, they look like Smiley's buildings, don't they? I'll show these ones off in case you're interested. There you go. Ivory and Adelaide, they're called. It's like custom unit buildings. Very nice. They make great beachfront buildings, don't they? My goodness. We also see the ploppable functioning beaches here too. An asset we use many times in Thessia. But this is a really stunning waterfront exit. How nice are these assets? Just like with all that green space around them and you're just letting them stand like that. Reminds me a lot of maybe kind of Miami vibes. Gold Coast, Australia as well maybe. Really like it. Great custom pool assets in here. Also mid-century modern parking, which isn't an asset we see overly often these days. And a really nice hotel frontage. I guess apartments. You can repurpose them into whatever you want, I suppose, can't you? And I love how they've all got their own big development, like their own land to build in, you know. It's quite an impressive visual, that, isn't it? I might try something like this in Ilium. Usually I would probably pack out this entire block on a waterfront like this, but actually leaving them to breathe. Very, very, very unique visual, isn't it? Very modern. Back in the suburb, we'll also see packs of schools, plaza, pitches to help keep all this residential around here happy. And of course, green cities and water wall always works so well together, doesn't it? Parking configurations in between the tower blocks. Very nice. This brings us up to a waterfront where we'll see the Mall of Moderation, a very busy tram stop. Hello, people. Let's see how many people get off here. Looks like we're about to get 2 trams in one go, actually. There we go. Probably afford some larger vehicles on here, Rexy. Your lines are very busy, which is good. We'd love to see it. Another intercity bus station here as well, getting some decent use. And I love the end of line. Very slight fusing there with that elevated metro. As that pierces off back into one of those arterial metro lines heading into the city. Very fun. We'll check out this waterfront before we grab that big thing behind us we just saw. So we got the traffic park here with these walkable boardwalk networks, Unicorn Park. Onto this, which is another custom key, which is really nice. Let's have a little look at you, shall we? What are you? Stonewall key tiled. That is absolutely gorgeous. I love that asset. Possibly my new favourite key. I've never used it. Beautiful. I love the shape of it, how it like borders out at the bottom. Very nice. Either way, an amusement park awaits us, which has been cubed, divided, all path-wrapped assets, etc. My favourite vibe, usually. Nice little amusement park here. Entrance is back onto the other side of the quay as well. Really fun. Nice little peninsula head there as well. Very nice. Oh, we've even got more down here as well. Look how exciting that looks. Let's stay this side of our arterial dividers and we'll check out this space next to the campus, which is a big wall-to-wall office park. Respecting of spaces in between buildings, of course. Allowing for this visual as you walk around this very modern office workplace area. Right, love to see this. Very nice again, more really cool views just peeking through to those towers, right, as you pass through all these little alleyways here. Love being able to take a walk through a space like that, you know. Very sweet. Across the rail line, we'll see something quite more significant, which is another custom asset. I haven't seen that one before either. Who are you? You are a custom hospital, the CHS modular hospital building. I'm guessing these are all the other ones, aren't they? Okay, so we got a modular hospital pack here. Yeah, which is really nice. I love this one. This is the children's unit. Picture for children down there as well. Looks like some sort of coastal depiction, doesn't it? Actually looks like Thessia with the volcano, doesn't it? Nice little turnaround point here. Yeah, I think you can see where Eggsy would have had all the ploppable concrete here to tidy up those edges. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm just assuming that. Maybe that is how he wanted it. And then big fusings of office zoning here as well. Our usual favourites, the big tall ones, everything that works well in that 2x2 pattern, right? So nice. Another big combination of office, industry, residential. City flows nicely, doesn't it? You can see that here as well. You know, you got residential, industry, commercial. And, you know, residential, industry, commercial, all the way through here. So it's nice. It's nicely laid out. Crossing over this side of the highway, we'll jump across to... Where should we cover first? Let's do this section up to the highway, and then we'll carry on down that way, right? And we'll see a repeated pattern of Art Deco and Brooklyn and Queens, which is, I think, the first time we've seen that combination on Showcase. But it works. They're not too dissimilar, are they? Don't hate it. I do quite like it. To be fair, that sounded more negative than it should have done. But it's nice. More frontage kind of strip mall vibes up here against the arterial road. I like this. Always such a cool visual. Our train line will also begin to embank now as well as it begins to cross over more important arterial layers where you can't have the rail crossings. And then between here and the water we have a big vast stretch of European suburbia, which again, just a complement to the road network and the hierarchy, flows into all the spaces very naturally, doesn't it? I think Eggsy actually has more hours in CS than me. You can probably tell. Everything's very well planned. Big strip mall vibes over here again too. And the same again over here. Big concrete spaces. Concrete police might get you for this, Eggsy. I agree with it. I like it. But they've been all over me and Ilium recently. They have been doing too much concrete, to be fair. But yeah, more strip mall vibes. We'll also see another office in here. Just had some really nice detail out the back of it, actually. Great way to expand that. Unless that's a custom asset I'm misreading. It is. Because it's the modern elementary school. It looks like one of the vanilla office buildings, doesn't it? Maybe it is. Maybe they've just put it in asset editor and changed it to a school. A high school also sits opposite there as well. And before we can enjoy more simple but well executed suburban sprawl that goes for miles up to the other arterial highway here, which goes right the way through the map from here. You can see how just interconnected all these little systems are, right? Everything's just well designed. Fantastic. Back over this side, I guess more strip mall vibes with some modern city centre fusing, which is very nice. Alongside the Dosen Centre, one of my favourite assets, that one. And the unique European mall. Will we come across Green City's Towers, which has all this path and fence work back to the arterial, nice and walkable. Ponds and whatnot in the middle before we return back to that seafront. Pushing further along, we'll see quite an interesting area indeed here. Seeing the Pyramid of Safety, a peanut metro, the casino, the posh mall, and some nightlife also available. I really like the farm fencing on the edge of Peanut's metro station. That's a really nice combination of visual, isn't it? And then we also have our first stadia in here as well, for which it looks like there's about to be a match day. Or there's just been one. That walking pawn, isn't that fantastic? It's even slowing the simulation down, there's that much of it. Get a look at the ridership. 49. Only 111. Surely that can't be right. That must be miscounting. Oh, is this not Peanut Station? It is, isn't it? I thought. It has to be. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I thought it was, yeah. Comes with the sports venues, doesn't it? Yeah. Really nice. Great timing as well with that walking pawn all spilling out here. Onto a train station, which is elevated, but on the embankment still. Very nice design, that. There we go. There's a train. We'll watch a rush. Not too many getting off. The thing's mainly the bus that's busy, isn't it? Buses are very busy. But I like that. That is very nice indeed. We can also observe a roundabout here as well with a little custom church off the edge of it. And also some light services, fire and police on the corner of the arterial there as well. It's a really fun little church configuration, that, isn't it? Very nice. Over here, we'll arrive into this next big old block coming up to the waterfront again. There's more Japanese assets, mid-century modern hotels, some Green Cities car parking, which we don't see at all anymore. This used to be the old faithful way, didn't it, back in the Palavan era. But I like this concrete drivable road. It gives you a nice sort of aesthetic just flowing from one building to the next, doesn't it? Without kind of the harsh sidewalk edge you get with actual networks. And then this is all very clearly hotel themed. We've got mountain lodges, the Africa Hotel, I think that one is it? And then of course the deluxe hotel with a big custom garden at the back, these ploppable pools. After dark assets in there as well, of course, for the actual functionality of tourism. And then the big deluxe hotel sits very proudly in a big landscape design on this pier, which is made up of the London Eye, ziggurat garden, unique statues that have been duplicated here, shopping malls, glass roof plazas, Theatre of Wonders. I love the shift in the angle here as well, how it comes off to the right. It's very visually striking, isn't it? Modern art museum, Japanese metro, King Leno's shopping mall buildings. Such a nice modern area this, isn't it? So much grey and glass and modernistic vibes, isn't there? Really nice. Financial District Plaza is also here. And this takes us back up to the edge, where we'll see... Is that another custom key? I think it is, isn't it? There it is. That's another custom key there. Eggsy's a big fan of his custom keys, as it turns out. But really nice kind of pier here to host your arrivals. We'll also see a tram arriving in there as well. There's a little custom tram stop here. We can actually get right inside it almost. Really nice. I like that. Back towards the mainland, we'll also see the castle appear with a little European fusion as well, which is quite the compliment to the castle there, isn't it? I like what you've done there. I can see the vision. And then there's more of these as well. Guess little European fused hotels next to park maintenance and some Africa buildings. Indeed, before a tiny amount of mid-century modern completes the beachfront here, with more walkable beach and custom bars all the way along here. But really fun. Love these, right? Super nice beachfront exit. That's a really nice bit of the city, just all the way through that whole bit of land there. Very special indeed. Let's catch these little outer lying areas here before we move into the big masses over that way. So flying down this end, we'll start this massive industrial site we've got over here, which is a big fusing of multiple different factories. Also workers' homes, it would appear down here too. So have a look what's going on. We've got quite the busy trumpet interchange. Would appear they're just doing their stupid dance. Yep, they are. Of course. Yeah, that does back up a little bit onto the quite a bit onto the highway there, but I think it's just a bit of CS stupidity, isn't it? Traffic manager will probably fix it if you mess about with it for a bit. Under here, we have the vanilla visual of container yards, right? Before the realm of custom assets over on that port. Where we'll see... Is that the, yeah, oil terminal thing is out there? Which is a really nice way to integrate them actually with a cargo terminal here. I like how that sits on the shoreline. More of these. Lots of oil processing next to steel mills, 4 warehouses, the refinery. A custom recycling centre over here, city recycling. And then also one of the factories down there as well. This makes up a really chunky industrial port. And next door to this we'll find tons of office. With parking in between fish markets up here. like one of the Japanese medical buildings as well. Alongside more Brooklyn and Queens, which I'm guessing is functions perhaps workers' accommodation here, with it being almost like an isolated town. Some fun designs to be had here too, with green cities and railroad Japan plazas. Green elementaries. I really love this little school campus here. This is very nice, isn't it? Got pitch, gym, court, and 2 schools. All with grass-lined. I guess it's path and road here, isn't it? Because they're drawable networks. Some nice designs around some larger homes. Slightly more luxurious. Right, with commercial, and also a train line plugged in here as well on the national line we've seen cutting through the city so far. And then this brings us back to the beach, where we'll also see some luxury homes using the level 5 nicer stuff from parts of Korea in there as well. Nice little use of expensive waterfront homes. Very tasteful. This then carries on along a commercial beachfront with all plopped assets, lots of tourism, ice cream, shopping and a pennies, etc. Usual beachfront vibes, before a hilltop park takes us up to a seaside resorts building fused with a lighthouse. Isn't that very interesting? There's even a tiny quay here as well. Very fun combination of assets, not one you expect to see very often. And that rounds out this kind of isolated little port town, which kind of sits very much out on its own here, away from the rest of the city. Across the hill from this, we'll see some power lines, and indeed a toll booth actually scything through the forest up to a little wind farm up here, which is where we open the video. Wonderful views up to the top here, right? Nice little bit of wind farmage. You'll see a big old dam there as well. Heading back down the highway, we'll come off at another slip intersection here, where we'll see more custom factories, industrial evolution, in varying different combinations. There's post office here too, plus mid-century modern services. Vanny's Recycling also making another appearance. And then food factory with its appropriate warehouses, all tucked in around the back with a toy. And car factories also here with a ton of train traffic. Holy crap. That has to be some of the worst. That has to be a bug. There's no way Eggsy would have planned for this. Would have planned for this, right? Yes. Holy smokes. Oh wow. Damn. What's causing that? That's backed up the entire national line, has it? It has. Wow. Maybe Eggsy was playing with slightly different industries rebalance mod settings here. Yeah, the whole network is gone. All the way back to the port. Which is kind of wild. Possibly some of the worst train traffic we've seen, and that's going to have a massive knock-on effect on the pedestrian crossings as well. I'll have to make sure that rebalanced industries is definitely on. Because that, I know Eggsy wouldn't have had that in the city. So ignore the train traffic regardless. We'll focus entirely upon the factory itself, which is made up of car factory, warehouses, multiple factories actually, office, more of these little custom train terminals, which we've also got feeding into the factory as well. I like how you've integrated the rail warehouse in there. Some nice fusing going on. And the car plant and another warehouse also makes up a little factory district by the highway here. Further down across the highway from earlier, we'll see another collection of commercial malls, I'm guessing, which probably would have had the plopped concrete in the middle. Unless you just want something like that, of course. I keep assuming that for some reason. This big stretch of European suburbia comes all the way down, where we'll also have another little town centre made up of some really nice commercial configurations, services and schools all clustered together, libraries, etc., parks. I always love seeing these little like centre of service designs people come up with. I would definitely refer to this like a town centre, you know, place you go for the post office to get something to eat if you live out here. And there's endless combinations of them, so it's always nice to see how different people's brains sort of approach them. European suburbia continues over the gridlocked rail line into some really interesting farming districts where we've got ploppable animal farms here. Almost as if like that's their kind of area, right? Their enclosure. Again, I'm guessing the fence probably would have been bobbed off. I'm guessing that's probably why that's there. And then some vanilla farming also present in here as well. And a little tiny mini farming district just on the edge there. Which brings us up to possibly the most impressive bit of infrastructure on the map. The dam. This big canal coming out of it. We've also got a spillway made out of 2 canal networks with this like gridded like grate thing with the pillars. That's so creative, that, isn't it? I really like that. Up the canals, we'll see the same thing again at the top, this time with some power infrastructure. More custom assets available down here as well. Which one's this? Administration and laboratory over there. With geothermals, nuclear plants, water collection and pumping. You can see it hidden under the network there. That's very cool. And then more of those kind of water storage with the big reservoir here. Be quite fun to break this down, wouldn't it? Maybe we'll do that at the end of the episode. And then on this side of the dam, we also have our disaster response units, radar dishes, and the observatory out here as well, overlooking an incredible view of the skyline from here. Pretty crazy, that, isn't it? Either way, I'm going to reload and see if I can just reconfigure the train lines with Rebalance Industries here, because I'd rather not slam the city's rails with all this. So I'll see if I can fix this. Okay everyone, so let's come into the second half of this city. Realise this video is probably already about 40 minutes long, and this is the bigger half. So, sorry these city showcases are getting so long, but you guys keep submitting massive cities, so they are going to continue to probably be more than an hour at this size. But either way, let's just respect our planning here as we're crossing over the highway from where we just were. We'll arrive to some more farming instances here. Livestock fields with appropriate sheddage. European suburbia with more classic, as it would seem, E6 strip malls littered in as little pops of commercial for other people living here. We can see what I'm going to assume is an industrial asset repurposing into a self-storage, possibly, it looks like. I'll probably go with that vibe. Really nice idea, great way to use some of the vanilla industry like that, really fun. And there's also another custom recycling centre by there as well. Church, schools and suburbia bring us back to the highway with more little pops of commercial, all nicely chosen assets again as well. There's no illegal assets in here, apart from those random ones in the university city suburb, but I think they weren't intended. We'll also see our train station here, combined with metro, where it will join up with the cathedral, which has all these grounds painted out around it. Again, I think there's something we can walk away from Exit City, is that it's not overly done, is it? I imagine the tiles were probably bobbed in that instance, but that's an amazing way to use the Plaza of the Dead. Very creative. Over here, we have all of our parking roads. Double park action, keys on the waterfront, and then more Green City high-rise all the way through here as well. Alongside a little park, the metro, restaurants, and what looks like a little pier here, which I'm sure has a fantastic view. We gaze up to our downtown centre here. Such a dense skyline, that, isn't it? There's very little room between the towers here. Incredible. Just what a difference the skyscrapers content creator packs makes to CS1, doesn't it? Cheap as everyone. So this is nice. This is just nice, flowing, outer-lying suburbia. Road hierarchy continually respected all throughout. I will arrive at more industry this side, with a little custom rural cargo station as well. That's a lovely little asset, that one, isn't it? Eggsy has a collection for this save, so I'll leave it linked down on Steam below if you want to come and look at a full list of all the custom assets in this build. And the mods as well. Factories, warehouses, vanilla shipping container. And then more farming aesthetic also comes in here too. That's a really nice way you've network multi-tooled the fence off the field, haven't you? So it looks like giant cow pasture rather than individual enclosures. Very nice, impressive visual, that, isn't it? Network multi-tool, great mod. And then more farming in here, slaughterhouses, flour mills, even a little bit of flour mill fusing, which is a great combination of asset, that isn't it? Well, combination of the same asset, I suppose. And then crop field galore, fruit and silo against rail and roundabout, if you like. Only in city skylines does that sentence make any sense. And then we'll come up to another little slip interchange here, just basic ramps, but some terrain and retaining wall to also enjoy there as well. And over here we're just greeted with this mass suburbia. Great position of the Africa asset in the roundabout there. Very eccentric, that, isn't it? And then we'll see schools this side. Back up to that commercial, and we've got this double embanked transit networks cutting right through the heart of the city as well. Let's get a bit of a sense of their trajectory, shall we? But starting from here, they're going all the way through. Just like thoroughly respected. Going right through the heart of the city there, aren't they? Football stadium is also here as well, with lots of landscaping around it by a metro station. I think here now we'll break off and cover everything on the outer edge, and then come in and grab this with the downtown, I think. Let's continue on toward a little school campus here. Isn't that an interesting building? Custom hospital. Of course, with the sky bridge, also always so cool, that, isn't it? Do that with the university assets, of course. Car parking, death care, and fires. Upside. More commercial strip mall. Big fan of this design, aren't you, Exy? This is everywhere, this one. I love it. These big retail parks, definitely what I would refer to one of these as in the UK. Another one of those custom schools in a little campus area here. Before we'll see some really nice little, perhaps custom pond work. I'm not sure if this comes with the map, but of course you can get it in with extra landscaping tools anyway. And a really nice little suburb. Keep bridges. I could possibly suggest something. I think what might look nice here. I did this a couple of episodes ago and people didn't mind it, so I'll carry on doing it. But just because I can visualise it. A little bit of European stone bridge perhaps. Did this something quite similar in Ilos with the water suburbs with that bridge. I think it works really nicely for it. But I love kind of water-bound suburbs, right? Reminds me lots of Florida, Gold Coast again as well. And especially Phoenix with some of its insane water suburbs. Does perhaps have a touch of Phoenix vibes to it, actually. European suburbia again, in mass quantities with more little custom school campuses. Another example of simple but tasteful. Just tennis courts, a pitch, simple parking, a couple of buildings and some cohesive walkable concrete space. Just love it. Exactly my sort of building. I really like this up. Exactly my sort of building, this, you know. Mostly official assets with some extra quality of life mods just to ease those pain points out. This is an excellent use of parking lot roads here. I love the shape you've got there. So often it's so easy to go rigid 90-degree angles with these roads, but that's very tasteful. Really appreciate that car park frontage curve on the arterial road, right? Big difference there. Some industry sits across an embanked train line, which joins the national lines back to an outside connection. I've also cleared all the traffic as well. I think optimized outside connections was not on. It should have been. Because if it's not, it loses its mind. Custom assets here as well. We do have some issues with grass sprites poking through on that one. Imagine you could just surface paint them away probably, right? Some really nice industrial evolution fusing here. This is a timeless one, of course. Some longer warehouses as well. That are, of course, all functioning as industry. As we move this way, we'll see just huge swaths and just... If you want some suburban inspiration, pause the video right here. We actually had someone in the Discord looking for rail integration the other day on how to do it. This is a fantastic example of it. Nice bridges, dipping in there, using the terrain to hide it and get it in. Really nice. Just great planning. Over here. Services. Parking. Elder care and church. With vast amounts of European suburbia. It really is the best low density choice, I think, isn't it, for CS1? Good assets. Over here. More strip malls. Of course, what else? Always more strip malls. They're everywhere. Love the retail parks. And then a nice design with the clock tower, with some geometry with a nice kind of bus arc road, with an intercity station. Really nice little kind of town plaza design this. Parks integrated tastefully along the edge of it. And then another custom school campus in here, and bringing us back up to a really nice dumbbell interchange via this highway divide here. It's getting some nice flow. And that's a really nice use of the trench network. Never seen it used like that before. See? Even new things. This many times. Well, this many episodes into City Showcase we see. Things we still haven't seen yet. Love it. Next to this suburb we'll see Forestry. I will, of course, enjoy the wood vision through the trees. Right. Great orientation against the highway. A timeless classic. There's office park administration in here. Then we got processing and storage. Dropped up into the hills. Double up pulp mill. Double up pellet plant. Double sawmill. Really nice. Really cute. And yeah, just another simple forestry area. I absolutely love the train line cutting through the middle of it. It's very dramatic, that, isn't it? Super cool. Oh, here we go. Perfect timing, everyone. Perfect timing. Quite a nice shot, that, isn't it? Very nice. This brings us up to a really interesting turbine interchange. Isn't that a fun configuration? Yes, indeed. Great stuff, that. And that's probably an interchange that's relatively achievable in vanilla. You just have to leave yourself a little more space between each lane. But again, just a really nice design. Great flow on it too. It's obviously serving 2 outside connections as well, it looks like. And that one goes off to another connection, doesn't it too? Yeah. Very nice. Over this way, we'll carry on following the highway. Catch these little outer line districts before we move back into the denser parts. Nice little highway rest stop here. Just using props and nothing else, just a place to pull off the highway. Isn't that fun? We'll also see another custom rail station as well. We use that in Fessia, that one. Then more fused industrial evolution in many different inspiring patterns through here. Very good. Fantastic. That box is off that area. We'll grab those little bits with the airport. And then we'll come back to this waterfront and grab this bit. And then we can finally hit this very exciting city centre. So University City makes a reappearance alongside Brooklyn and Queens. And some nice chunky malls, which looks really good. Great use of parking lot roads around those assets. You can see the difference, can't you? Like, this is a great example. You've got, like, vanilla parking solutions. And then the parking lot road parking solutions. It is... I don't mind the vanilla ones. I am grateful they're there, to be fair to them. Because I get a lot of use out of them in particular. But the parking lot roads are just gorgeous, aren't they? Like, that's just so nice. Great texture to them, isn't there? Very nice. Big fan of that. Stadium City, with all of, well, most of them, campus varsity buildings, with the Statue of Wealth. There's a match day on at the moment as well. I bet this has some good in-stadium views, doesn't it, which we always enjoy. So take a seat here and watch the big game as the Fukinos Ferrets, maybe? Is that a baseball team? Oh, game's over. That was it. But wonderful. There you go. Oh, there you go. The Fukinos Lions. We'll do that. And then big skyline views, right? Big skyline views. Train station here as well with lots more transit infrastructure, convergence of buses again. With green cities and services. Another one of those Japanese bus depots sat next to a service point, which is a really nice asset combination. I'll have to remember that for William. Next time I need a bus depot. Great work. You'll see a little, perhaps, Rannoch-inspired BRT system, maybe? Although I'm pretty sure the city was built way before Rannoch, actually, so probably not. There's a campus here again, which has centralization with the outdoor study area. And again, it's not overly done, it's not absolutely vast, is it? It's just tasteful. Plenty of dorms. Cafeteria, labs, study halls. Unique buildings. Medical lab pairs very nice with the police academy, doesn't it? Very nice indeed. So modern city centre fusing again. With European buildings. And Brooklyn and Queens. With a little green cities market. I always love these things. Such a nice way to satisfy commercial demand, isn't it? And we'll also see some planters. I think for the first time. I don't notice any planters just yet, I don't think. But that's a really nice way to use them with vanilla parking, actually. You could do something pretty similar with that with the park life planters, you know, in vanilla. Quite inspiring, that. I never thought about doing that before with the parking. You could even just leave it as grass. You'd get a pretty similar effect, to be fair, wouldn't you? Yeah, very cool. I like that. European suburbia wraps us up to another self-storage area here with recycling and more malls. We'll also see another one here. A little bit more medium density vibes, some pathways behind all this commercial as well, helping people move around. Some nice custom city parks here as well, little triangle patterns. Nice way to fill a block, that, isn't it? Open up some green space in the city. This brings us back to the roundabout where we found the dumbbell interchange earlier. And then we'll cross over now down this arterial, coming into what is this little outer line bit back up to that stadium we saw earlier. We'll also come across a little dedicated Art Deco apartment district, which is very nice. I really like these assets in repetition. Gives me big Vice City vibes, this asset, for some reason. I'm almost sure there's a building in GTA Vice City, isn't there, that looks like this. Can't remember which one it is. Maybe Editing Egg can find a picture of us, but it reminds me of that every time I see it. And because of that, I like it. They're fun. Good little pack Art Deco. You don't get a ton with it, but what does come with it is very nice. And then big old Brooklyn and Queens district, which works very nicely with the Korean elementary, doesn't it? A little bit of brick on brick, plus the vanilla base game high school. With Japanese plaza in the middle. Very dense little suburb, this, isn't it? Love all the housing just packed in around the schools with a gorgeous view to that skyline from here, right? Should we take a seat? Let's take a seat here. What do we see? Wonderful city centre. Off the back of the Brooklyn and Queens, we have more malls, this time also seeing the Mall of Moderation. With a really nice bit of engineering to factor in your embankment and station stop there. That's very nice. Also a little pedestrian underpass under there as well, which is getting some nice use. And that brings us back to that big retail park again, doesn't it? And then we can also see that statue, which covers that bit of the city, which is just, again, absolutely vast, Eggsy. There's so much low density residential through here, isn't there? A real sprawl. We want to get most of it in the foreground. Such a cool visual, isn't it? Like when you've got that much between kind of edge of the city and the actual centre. Look how thick this skyline is as well. Let's kind of appreciate the depth and the girth, if you like, from all angles. It's just wide, isn't it? A wide boy. Either way, let's come into this downtown. What's our best approach? I think we'll start airport. And then come across into the city centre via that train station I can see in there. Our airport here looks very nice indeed. Let's check out the entrance. Great use of the mothership asset. We've also got monorail and metro meeting here as well. With lots of nice kind of symmetry and path designs out the front. Alongside some path art of Fukinos International. Which is a really nice little bit of detail in there, isn't it? I love the road system out the front here. You could almost go on this with a roundabout, couldn't you, if you wanted to? That arterial heads off into city we'll get to in a minute. Meanwhile, we'll check out the airfield, which aviation police I think should be happy with this. Really nicely designed. You got some slight curves in here. Nicely measured. I think the aviation police usually don't like the runways in CS, don't they? But you kind of have to just buy into that because It's not going to be realistic, is it? But it is a nice airport. I really like it. Great use of the airport fence here as well. Great for plane spotting. I always love an arterial road that kind of follows the runways. I think it's such a nice sight line. We had it in Rannoch and Ilos, of course. I'll always plan for it if it's allowed. Love to see it there. Over here, we'll also see a little livestock farm with farm fencing around the back. Again, vanilla fencing would have been bobbed off. Alongside some office parks and warehouses. Just little supplementary industrial visuals for the perimeter of the airport. Hangars here as well, with a plane and a keyed in. Love to see that. And then this brings us into that industry right a moment ago. We will also see more of it here. More great examples of how you can use industrial evolution. Notice that elevated metro line, or train line I suppose. Heading through there as well. It also meets another train line here coming from the country. Passing an office park. And this really big mall. We've also got a park. All of the museums are here. Plus some of the plaza's unique buildings. Tourist arch. That's a really nice sort of plaza configuration, that isn't it? I bet this looks very impressive from street level actually. All these kind of big frontage buildings. Right here. They've even got the little financial district bull statues in as well. Very nice. We'll also see some electrical vehicle charging in the city centre car parks as well. For the Mall of Marbles sits here. With a monorail also coming out of the airport. Which just looks like a little shuttle line. That's not a massively developed system, is it? It's just taking people from metro to airport if you're already by the mall. Which I appreciate that, to be honest. I like the ideas of just little shuttle services. Not every network has to span the whole city, you know. I like that. Copper ball with appropriate station. Again, I bet there's probably another view to be had here, isn't there? Yes, indeed there is. Sit and watch the game. We're going to watch it until they score. They're not scoring. It's the same pattern of play over and over and over again. It's like watching Man United. This is what it's like being a Man United fan. Run forward a bit. Can't go forward. Oh, you hit the post. There we go. Oh no, was that... What are you guys doing? Was that a goal? He only hit the post, didn't he? Okay, I guess they scored. Alright. They scored, finally. Wasn't the most enthralling match ever. We'll grab this little bit on the side before we head further into the city. Brooklyn and Queens, European suburbia and park combinations against our waterfront. Again, we're not super gritty here. There's different angles and slight curvature at play. Some nice examples of both here. Super keen to see this approach into the station with lots of trains coming and going. And we'll see a busy Glassbox train station. Always points for using this in a city showcase, everyone. Great use of bridge segment there as well, rather than just the elevated. And then of course, look at that. Look at that. Everyone. 1,858 in a week. With the business arch. Oh, look at that. I love those planters around that asset. I imagine you probably bobbed the vanilla trees, didn't you, Eggsy? You probably did. Great use of some older brick assets here as well, with the Majesty, the cinema, music club, observation tower, partnering of the assets here. Sort of the same asset from skyscrapers. We can really get stuck into the skyline here, admiring everything it's made up out of. We've got vanilla residential. Pretty much all the skyscrapers DLC buildings are here. Vanilla Unique's Art Deco IT cluster down here. If you want skyline inspiration, financial districts, more IT cluster fusing here, hotels. Really nice examples of IT cluster actually. Oh, not IT cluster, financial districts. Same again here too. They're not all terrible, are they? Some of them really do work in a fusion. I've perhaps been maybe too harsh in hindsight of financial districts buildings. They look terrible zoned, don't zone them. But you absolutely can plot them. Like, look at that. That's so nice, that, isn't it? Great stuff. Really have to start using more of this in Ilium, really. So let's focus on the skyline before all these little perimeter builds start kicking in. Hearts of Korea is in there. So just so much fun. There's absolutely so much in here. More bus stations. And amongst all this metro action. Plazas, some respected walkable concrete space all the way through here. As you would expect people to walk and behave through a downtown like this. That's not all concrete, there's some green left. So Concrete Police will be happy. Extra time to detail the bottom of skyscrapers with planters like this. And everywhere you look, there's just nice corners, lots of high density. Busy city centre, we can see the arc in the roundabout down there as well. That's a gorgeous sight line, isn't it? So just really special, really nice. There's a zoo as part of the downtown here as well, for which the metro is passing over. More modern city centre fusing, plazas and promenade uniques. And a really nice tasteful natural crawling height using green cities here, right? Has to be respected. Metro cutting through little service combination corners here as well. Parking and kind of dead-end cul-de-sacs tucked in with walkable space underneath. It's just so nice, isn't it? It just flows together. I'm really keen to check this roundabout out. This is amazing. So this is such a feature of the road hierarchy. I'll probably get this in the thumbnail today, I think. I'm not sure. It's going to be quite a tough one to choose. We'll see. What's the arc in the middle, using those parking lot roads again. Again, I imagine probably the garden tile was bobbed off. But such a fun way to use it. I guess that's actually kind of how it's used in Paris, isn't it? I guess it's pretty much exactly what it looks like. And just such a sight line as well, especially down this arterial as well, I imagine. Yeah. So much fun. Really nice planter designs and detailing with metro around the bottom of the mall. With the Creators Library. Big section of campus uniques right in the downtown. 3 of them together. Isn't that just a chungus? School of Engineering. Tourism and Travel and Economics. I think I've got that right. I think I played too much of this game. Don't recognise the campus uniques, I think. Mountains. And really nice landscaping all around these buildings with the academic library, more campus buildings as well. I really tastefully expanded botanical gardens. I really like that. I'm going to steal that for Ilium, I think. That's such a nice way to expand the botanical garden there, isn't it? Again, another example of just simple but well executed. Really nice that. Again, I imagine these props at the front were probably bobbed off. And then our liberal arts university sits adjacent to all that stuff here. So look how impressive this bend on the river looks with all these massive buildings in it. Like, there's no zone in here, is there? It's all plopped beasts. Campus, main building facing right onto that roundabout as well. As we definitely come into a bit more of an older European town here, don't we? There's lots of fused vanilla buildings. Nice corners here as well. Very Parisian, this is giving me. We still play. I like it. Heading down here toward the river, we'll see the Uniques, Amsterdam Palace, Government Offices, City Hall, Theatre, etc. Courthouse, Tax Office, Oppression Office, Stock Exchange. Maybe one of the biggest kind of modern big building plazas we've seen on City Showcase. Love the metro in the middle of the plaza there. That's so nice. Really like that. Courthouse has been very well used as well. This can be quite an obnoxious asset, this one. I really like it here. Actually, maybe reminds me a little bit of Navaria with all the fencing around it. I really like it. Again, here we've got mid-century modern. There's just endless downtown streets to explore. Like, which way you turn, you can just stumble across another street corner to explore. Here's my favorite skyscraper, the Japanese office one. You know, like you can find hedges all of a sudden, and then we can go down this road into, like, I don't know, what looks like a gated apartment complex in the downtown, right? Look, but we can get out of it here because there's another little hedge entrance, and we can cross the street and see that Magneto is visiting, or Professor X. I don't know my X-Men, clearly. And then you can just mooch across more detailing. We'll come across a little plaza space here that's been detailed out with props and fountains, and it's brilliant. There's a lot of time and attention gone into a build like that. You can always tell when you do that from the street level how much time has gone into those little spaces, and it's very evident here. Love to let us know, Eggsy, if you can let us know in the comments how long this city actually took to build, if you can give us a possible estimation of hours. My favourite Korea building in there as well. And it's just an absolute beast of a downtown, isn't it? You can see the mirror, which blends very nicely with green cities, doesn't it? With the green roof. Great combination, that. And just really gorgeous, Eggsy. A magnificent city. Because I've seen you share pictures of this in the Discord over the years. And it's nice to finally get stuck into it and just take a look around. Another big combination of uniques here with the more broadcast-themed buildings in the Japanese office. Alongside a telecoms tower. And a airline headquarters as well. Of course. I did promise it before we finish the episode, everyone. Don't worry, I haven't forgotten. This 224,000 population city, which is already suffering from horrendous deathcare issues, is about to suffer from an awful lot more. Oops. I'll tell you what, let me delete the water pumps as well. I think the water pumps will suck up all of the blood. Oops. There we go. Let it go forth. Everyone. Perhaps slightly slower than I envisioned it happening. So instead, I will increase the game speed up to 3 times. It is perhaps a little less destructive than I imagined. There's no more waterways I can break open. It's like the first quite limited tsunami waves about to hit. It looks like it's all just falling back in to the canal, and then everything's just fine. Because it's not really kind of displacing anything, is it? It's just flowing in. Which I suppose is a great safety feature. But, yeah, I think that's about as violent as it'll get, I think. It just kind of falls back into the river and then it's just fine, I suppose. Which pretty much, I think, rounds out the showcase here. I think we've covered pretty much everything, haven't we? In what has been another massive video, everyone. I'm so sorry. The last 3 city showcases have been well over an hour. But you keep sending me massive builds, so I think it's worth maybe spending that extra bit of time just appreciating them, because this is probably the only time they'll be seen, unless the submitter also happens to be making YouTube videos on it. So I hope you don't mind the longer videos. Really nice build, Eggsy. Super good. It's very E6, it's very planned, meticulous, and just well interconnected. Eggsy, of course, is one of the finest map makers of CS1. Viewers of my channel will know him very well, of course, for making Bavaria, Ilos, and Thessia alongside Karina, of course, many years ago. And it's nice to finally have an Eggsy showcase. Hopefully we won't be the last one. If you're not familiar with Eggsy's work, go check out a lot of his stuff on the Steam Workshop. He made some incredible CS1 maps back in the day. Definitely still worth playing today, including this one, the remastered Azure Gulf. An enormous shout out to the YouTube members and patrons that bankroll these videos with a roll call to the Golden Egg patrons. Sino, Spartan Angel, Michael W, Bad Wolf, Phoenix MD, Blythe, Jamin, and Great T. If indeed you want to get involved in that, links to Patreon and Instant Gaming help support the channel, as does a like for free below. Don't forget, if you want your work to feature in the next episode, fill out the link to the Google form in the video description. Enjoy the cinematics, and I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.